Alright, FPV pilots. It's Smooth Virus. Callsign Virus with you again. And here we have the Mini Talon. Finally finishing this review up after a couple of issues that I ran into. So let's talk about that. I found out that putting the CG on the servo wires, it'll fly in that configuration, but what happens is it makes it much more, well, maybe not much more, but a little bit more difficult to hand launch it. So the first time I went out to hand launch this plane, I didn't throw it straight enough, and it just kind of went sideways and dropped the wing, rolled over and went to the ground, which wound up with me having to rebuild the CXN pod and the pan and tilt mechanism up on the front. So that was repairable, it wasn't too bad. It bothered me though because I've hand launched all my other planes with no problem for years, and I couldn't understand what went wrong. Eventually, one of the posters, the most regular poster actually, over on the RC Groups thread, let me know that really you need to put the CG on the CG sticker that comes from X-UAV. And I did move it up there, and after I did that, I was able to successfully hand launch it. So, problem solved. Let's go over a couple of some flaws that I did find. The biggest one of them all, and everybody will tell you this, is the wooden skid back here. Useless. It ripped out every single time. No matter how gently I tried to land this plane, I still ripped that wooden tail skid out. After I ripped it out twice, we went to Home Depot and put this big zip tie on the back with some hot glue. Ever since I've done that, it's fine. So this is an absolutely necessary mod if you buy this aircraft. Go get a big zip tie and glue it like I did, or just find some way to reinforce this, but don't rely on this wooden tail skid. If you're landing on grass like I do, it's going to tear out every single time, no matter what you do. It will still tear out. Trust me. The upper hatch needs to be reinforced. Not a big deal. I just took a couple of carbon fiber strips and CA'd them in there. I hinged the back, so I kind of solved that problem. It's big. It's got the hatch is big. It's got a couple of weak points. It's a minor flaw, easily fixed. You can do this in 10 minutes. You can do this, the tail mod, in 10 minutes. That's really about all I could find wrong. So here's the big question with this plane. Does it live up to the hype? I will have to say yes, it does. This plane flies fantastic. It tracks like an arrow. It flies like it's on rails. It likes to go fast, I will say that. It likes to go fast, and it likes to land fast. So that's a bit of an adjustment. If you're not as experienced of a pilot, this may not make such a great first plane. You might want to try something easier. This would be a good second plane, but it's like a race car in the sky. It's just amazing how well this airplane handles. I can't wait to fly this plane again. If it wasn't gusting to 30-mile-an-hour winds today, I would be flying it right now. But I'm stuck inside with all the wind today, so hopefully I'll get to fly it tomorrow. Yeah, this plane is fantastic. I really like flying this. It will cruise along very efficiently, just pulling 4 amps of current in level flight, no problem. So it's easy to see why people are setting distance and altitude records with this plane. And it's small. I can put this in my trunk, and I have a little 2-door Honda. I can put it in the trunk of my car, take it to the field. All I got to do is put a battery in it, and I'm good to go. It's not like my other big FPV planes where I have to take the wings off, I break the whole plane down and stick it in my trunk. Then I have to put it together at the field. I see why people buy a lot of these. I've heard of people getting 2 or 3 of these planes. And good. has periodically been putting these on sale for $50 with free shipping. That's crazy. So it's crazy cheap, and it flies great. This is one of the best FPV planes I've ever seen. And keep in mind, they didn't give this plane to me. I had to buy it. And I had to repair it a few times, so mine is a little bit banged up now, but it still flies fine. But with that deal from Banggood, I went out and bought a whole other airframe just to use for spare parts. So I have to give this plane a thumbs up, because wow, this is something else. I'm going to be flying this plane a lot. In fact, I think if the winds let up and I get to fly tomorrow, I'm probably only going to bring this plane out because the winds aren't going to let up until the afternoon. I probably won't have all day to sit there and set up my Sabre or my Penguin. I'll just bring this and 2 or 3 batteries and good to go. So yeah, heartily recommended this plane, and I'm sure all you guys will really enjoy it. If you're thinking about getting one, do it, especially if it goes on sale. So, well, that's it from Smooth Virus. So guys, have a good one, and we'll be back with you soon.